What is dyslexia? The word dyslexia is derived from the Greek word dys, meaning poor or inadequate, plus lexis, meaning word or language. Dyslexia is a brain-based genetic profile that makes reading, writing and spelling difficult. Am I dyslexic? It doesn't matter if you are. Some of the most brilliant minds and famous people of our time were dyslexic. Albert Einstein, Thomas Edison, Churchill, Mozart, Tom Cruise, to name but a few. Dyslexia is not related to low intelligence. It affects around 10% of the population and is equally distributed between the sexes. Dyslexia does not reflect an overall defect in language, but rather a localized weakness within the phonological module of the brain. This module is the functional part of the brain where words are broken down into sounds and where the sounds of language are put together to form words. What is the difference between a dyslexic and a non-dyslexic? A person with dyslexia may read and write very slowly, confuse the order of letters in words, reverse letters, have poor or inconsistent spelling, understand verbal information but have difficulty with written information, find it hard to carry out a sequence of directions, and struggling with organization. However, dyslexics are generally very creative and are very good in problem solving. Plus, there is no evidence that people with dyslexia see differently in comparison to others. Despite popular belief, dyslexics do not see words backwards. While it is true that people with dyslexia tend to reverse similar letters, such as B and D, it is important to remember that at the early stages of reading and writing development, nearly all people reverse letters. The B and D letter reversal is mainly caused by deficits in interpreting left and right. Is dyslexia a disability? Dyslexia is not a disability, but a specific learning difficulty, which means it causes challenges with specific skills such as reading, writing and spelling. If taught in the correct way, dyslexics have no difficulty learning. Unlike a learning disability, intelligence is not affected, and the effects of dyslexia are just as likely to be positive as they are negative. Is there a cure? Dyslexia is not a disease, so there is no cure. It runs in families, so parents with dyslexia are very likely to have children with dyslexia. What is the science behind dyslexia? Talking about science, did you know over 50% of NASA employees are dyslexic? Today we know that dyslexia is a brain-based hereditary difficulty manipulating the sounds and letters of a language. Some studies have shown that people with dyslexia use primarily the front and right sides of their brain to process language, while non-dyslexics use multiple areas in the left side and rely more heavily on the back of the brain. What can be done? Dyslexia has nothing to do with not working hard enough. With appropriate teaching methods, dyslexics can learn successfully. For example, there are 3 types of reading: reading through touch, auditory and visual reading. A dyslexic person will never be as good as his peers in visual reading. However, with the right accommodations, people with dyslexia can learn with ease. It might just look different from what everyone else is doing. If a person were blind, providing text as audiobooks or Braille would allow them to read with their ears or with their fingers. When you listen to audio, that's ear reading. But it is also important to introduce ear reading and other forms of learning, such as multisensory learning at the same time. Thank you for watching. This is Anna from AnnaDaphna.com. Stay tuned for my autism video.